On the Paper Talk today, we'll be looking at potential Manchester United bids. It seems that takeover bids could be imminent this week. We could see bids coming in to take over from the Glazers. Finally, get them out this week. So we'll have a little bit on that. We'll also be acknowledging, obviously, the 65th anniversary of Munich, and we'll have some transfer news as well. So let's check it out. Jay here from Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and it is pretty cold, I'm not going to lie to you, so make sure you've got your parkers on. Loads of stories to get through, including a story about potential United bids, and a summer clear-out could be on the cards. But first of all, let's start with the most important story. It's the 65th anniversary of the Munich air disaster, rightly be acknowledged by the club and across the world as well. There's a lot of people actually over in Munich acknowledging it there as well. I think this is an event and an anniversary that always touches Manchester United fans. I'm sure you're all aware of what happened in Munich. I've been there to the crash site, and it is very eerie as you'd expect, and quite chilling. And each year we acknowledge it, we remember it. I think there's going to be a service here later on at Old Trafford, and rightly so. And may they rest in peace, the Busby Babes and the other people that lost their lives in the Munich air disaster as well. And it's part of what makes this club so great. Not that disaster, obviously, but the way we came back from it, and the way we are sort of able as a club to keep thriving and yet still remember what happened. Moving on to other stories. In terms of the takeover bids, what's happening? We know that Sir Jim Ratcliffe put in a bid, or he announced through Ineos, I think it was it last week or maybe the week before, I forget, that he was going to formally bid for Manchester United. We expect more bids this week. The Mail on Sunday ran this story yesterday about United expecting bids to begin this week, saying it's going to be imminent. There's also a story in The Athletic which has touched upon what was already covered. I think it's Matt Slater who was on the channel, was it last week or the week before? Last week, sorry. He's done a little piece where he looks at Liverpool, he looks at Manchester United, he looks at Chelsea, he looks at what's gone on in terms of takeovers there. Now, there was talk and suggestions that the Qataris could take over Manchester United, but they already own PSG, so there's a bit of a conflict of interest there. There's thought that maybe they could buy a stake in Manchester United, a minority stake. There was even rumblings that the Glazers were looking for not a sale, but someone to take over part of the club or whatever. It does look like it's going to be a sale. Most people are reporting that. It also looks like the Qataris may not be coming in, but we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. And at the moment, we only know for definite that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is in for Manchester United, but we can expect more bids. There could be bids coming from the Middle East. There could be bids coming from America. There could be a conglomerate like what we saw at Chelsea. Todd Burley, of course, the head of that over there. We saw a lot of bids for Chelsea. You can expect quite a lot of bids for Manchester United. However, there are reports, and this is being reported in The Athletic, that what happened at Chelsea may have put a few suitors off because of the way the market's out at the minute, and the way that sort of, there was loads of bids. People went big on that. Quite a lot of money on the table. And was that value for money? There's still a bit of a question mark. However, I would always add the caveat, Manchester United is a much bigger club than Chelsea. We'll keep you posted to see who and when bids for Manchester United and whether they're successful. United said, or the reports were, that they wanted a deal done by the end of the first quarter. I think that's by April. Seems quite ambitious for that to happen, but we'll wait and see. Just going back, I'm going to go back a little bit to the game on Saturday. We've got a quote in the Evening News, and this is from Erik ten Hag, and he spoke about Garnacho. Garnacho obviously came on as sub, but was then subbed following Casemiro's red card. And he said, first we had to see how they changed, then you have to anticipate and see how we can close. How to be compact, how we close the gaps, how we get away from our goal, but also still have a threat in attack. I think we have to change something. It's not always nice bringing off a player who we brought on, but it's in the interest of the team, and the player has to accept that. So it's quite blunt in it. He's not being too sort of, fatherly there. There's no arm around the shoulder. The player's got to accept it. But I'm sure that Garnacho gets the message. He wasn't taken off because of anything he'd done wrong. It's just United went down to 10 men, and we had to change something, and we brought on more defenders. The likes of Lindelof and Maguire came on when we had to shut up shop a bit for those last whatever minute. Well, I can't remember how many minutes it was. I know there was 7 minutes of added time and whatever minutes was left than normal time when Casemiro got sent off, and obviously Manchester United seeing it through despite the best efforts of Andre Marino. There's also going to be a summer clear out at Manchester United. There's a report in the Mirror, I think this is, that Erik ten Hag blocks Harry Maguire leaving in January, but that doesn't mean that he's going to stop him going in the summer. There was reports that Inter Milan came in for Harry Maguire or Victor Lindelof. They were like, we'll have either of them. We're not bothered if you got. And Erik ten Hag was like, well, you're not having either of them because we need them for this season. However, it seems in the summer they could be free to go, along with the likes of Anthony Martial, who's injured again in here. Can United rely on him? I like Tony M, but come on. Scott McTominay, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles and Eric Bailly. Those players could be heading out, should be heading out in the summer. We'll keep you posted on that one. Bit of an update as well on the Barcelona front. Barcelona playing last night, and it seems that Sergio Busquets picked up a bit of a knock. So it's doubtful whether he'll be able to play against Manchester United in the Europa League. I think they said it's, I just see it looking here now, because Barcelona, they beat Sevilla 3-0 Sunday night. He played, but he came off of an injury. They said it could take about 15 days. He's going to do some tests today. So he might miss the first leg and be fit for the second, but he's a big player for them. So if you care about that sort of thing, if you look at it as a positive, them missing a player, I know it's not always nice to say that about injured players, but could be a boost for Manchester United. We'll wait and see anyway. I'm going to wrap it up there. Don't forget to check out all the other videos we've got. We've got all the reaction from Saturday's win. We'll also have the Paddock podcast later on. We're also going to have Adam McCullough and Uncensored as well. So make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I've been Jay Motty outside a pretty brassic Old Trafford. Thanks for watching.